Good morning, it's Sheila from She's a Sassy Lady, and I tell you what, I'm all excited. I have got all my little cards cut out. I have 12 little froggies with their little bellies and their eyeballs, and I have 12 bases, and I did that wrong when I was doing it. What I realized is I need a single base. I was thinking the color, and I was worried about how I would be able to stamp on this color. And it actually is going to turn out great. I have to show you. I've learned one thing about decorating cards. It's all in the details. Look at that. I forgot. And I put it on the absolute darkest part, and you can still read it, and you can read it clearly. Here's a little bit of a close-up. I'm holding it up. See? I forgot. So that's going to work out very well. But at any rate, I wanted to get into, like I was saying, it's a lot. It has to do with the details. So what I did is I got out my chalks, and I am going to put little cheeks on each of my little frogs. But I'm not going to do every frog with you. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. And I'm kind of doing this as an experiment. So right now it might be 1 or 2 frogs only because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So I've got my chalks out. And you know what? I haven't used my chalks in so long. It's kind of cool. But I always like to chalk up these little guys when their little faces and that, because it just brings more to the table when you do. And so I just thought I'd put little cheeks on them. I want to lighten it up a little bit. That's why I'm keep rubbing here, because I put a lot on. And there's kind of a little hole in the circle there. Okay, I've got little cheeks on them, as you can see. And let me move this aside here. And then I'm just going to, I used, let's see, this is my Close to My Heart marker, and it's Hollyhock. And I'm just going to put 3 little dots there, on there, for a little detail. And then also, and I need a white, I need to get it going, make sure it's going okay. And then a couple little white dots on there too, because let's face it, our faces aren't, and our cheeks aren't just 100% perfect. There. Hopefully you can see them in the light. And I think that one's cheeks are a little bit dark. Let's try another one just to be sure what we want to do. And I think the Hollyhock is a little dark too. I'm going to use the lighter pink this time. I used a darker pink. I'm going to use a lighter pink this time. Oh yeah, I like that one better, don't you? So it's just a little light pink. Much, much better. Yeah, much better. I like that one better. And then I'm going to just, not the Hollyhock, I'm just going to use 3 little white dots there, and also right there. I like that one better. Let's see what you think too. Let me set them side by side and zoom in a little bit where they're in the light. And as you can see, I mean, it's all a matter of personal preference, but I think I'm going to go with this one. Now, in my example card for the card party, I'm going to do this, but all the ladies will get this one, okay? So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put together the example card. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That was my honey. He has just left for work, and I thought, holy cow, obviously I leave after him. And we have this thing where we call and give each other a traffic report. Since we take just about the same route, we just start at different times. And I thought, oh, there must be an accident on the road someplace. So that's why I thought I better take that call. And anyway, I'm not going to sit and do every one of those little frogs' cheeks, because that would bore you. But I am going to use the one that I really is not my preference. as my example one that I'm showing the ladies. And so that's the one that I'm going to put together with you. But know that I like the other one a little bit better. Both of them are cute. But anyway, I'm using my zip dry glue. Glue, let's face it, it's all a matter of personal preference. I like it. I like the smell of it. I like the feel of it. I like the fact that when I can put something on, I can move it for a couple seconds. And I like the fact that if my glue goes over a little bit, I can rub it and it comes off. So, but other people like other glues, and that's what it's all about. We each like our own little thing. So okay, there's my little frog and the little belly. Oh, on my zip dry, I keep a paper clip on there because every once in a while it does get, especially as you're getting towards the end of the bottle, it gets stuck in there. Or if you leave the top off, which I've been known to do. Haven't we all? There. Two little eyeballs. Now, I wanted to show you something. The eyes, eyes come out, one larger one and one smaller one. I am a person of everything has to be in order and everything has to be similar. I'm going to put, when I package my things, the two eyeballs of the same size will come in the kit. So if you got the smaller eyeballs with the larger eyeballs, you're going to get the same ones. You're not going to get a big one and a little one, and to drive each of the gals crazy. So that, I mean, this way the decision's made for them, and I don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about it, I should say. And I like them better that way, so I'm doing it the way I like it since this is my card design. So, and I'm making this, I am just about out of birthday cards. You know, with everything that went on with my mom and dad, all this stuff, I should widen this out a little bit. All this stuff that went on with them. I mean, he's still in the home, he's going to be there. But it's been months since I've really spent time creating anything, and my card stash is gone. So isn't that just too cute? Oh, how awesome is that? So okay, I forgot. Now what we need to do at this point is figure out, and I'm getting the top of the card and this. And let me get this, some Stays On ink, close up, let's close this up for right now. I'll just move it aside. I have to figure out where I am going to put my sorry, I forgot, on these, and then I'm going to have to stamp all 12 of them. That's the one nice thing about when you make a huge thing in these card parties is, on the card parties, our job is to prepare the card so that the person is just putting it together and assembling it. So we're going to have sorry, I forgot. And I think I'm going to bring it right here. Here. Sorry, I forgot. There, like that. I wanted to line it up. I don't know whether you can see, but I wanted to line it up here so I know where it fits on the card, where the frog is. And I've got to have it just by this little edge here. So I forgot. And I did a real good job of putting it on straight too. I don't know whether you can see that. Look at that. It's pretty straight. So we'll do that. Close up my glue here. Oh, the other day I got some StazOn glue on my countertop here. What a mess I made. So I want to make sure that I don't set this little thing. I set it down like that, and here I've got some ink along the edge, and it made a mess on my countertop. So anyway, you want to make sure that you got it plenty inked up. And I need something to put this on. Sorry, I forgot. Okay. It's this one right here. Push it down. I hope I didn't get my head in the way. Sorry, I forgot. Oh, that's just too cute. I really, really like this. Sorry, I forgot. Okay. Now I'm going to shut this off for a minute because I'm going to stamp all 12 of them while I'm here, so I know what I'm doing, and it'll just make my life easier. So I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. I've got all my little froggies stamped, but now I want to put together it was your birthday and the inside, and then where it says happy birthday. What I did is I took the one from Stamps of Stamps of Life. It was your birthday, and I've got that on the top line right here. And then I've got happy birthday right underneath it. Okay. And it's from Celebration, close to my heart. The happy birthday right there. I like that, how that looked. So, but I want to make sure this is straight, and I'm having a hard time seeing. So forgive me if my head gets in the way. Oop. I think it's straight. And I'm using a nice long stamp. And let's practice on something first. With this such a big stamp, I should probably do it like this. Ink it up real nice. And this is going to be on the inside of all the cards. Let's see how straight it is. Happy birthday is going down a little bit. Let's see if we can't get this lined up. I've got ink on it, that's why I'm not setting it upside down again. I should have something with lines on it and then line it up that way. Let's see if I haven't got something else scrap sitting around here. Oh, that's hubby's papers. Ah, here's a piece of scratch paper. I was trying to get my printer to work when I changed, and I'm going to try just doing it this way. I changed routers because my router broke down after a couple years. And so I had to get new routers, but I was having a real hard time getting my printer to work. Okay, it was your birthday. So this just printed. It's a test on it. Let's try taking this off. You ever do that where you just have a hard time getting it just right? And it seems like I always have a hard time with the long ones. You know, the real long ones. And so I want to, now that I've got black ink on it, it's a little bit easier to see. Get it centered. Get it on there. I'm going to stand up and look down at it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Got it. Phew. Okay, we can stamp them. And I'm using my mat from, or my mouse pad from my computer. Want to make sure I got plenty of ink. That's what I like about stamp sets. You don't have to stick to one thing. You can grab from a couple different stamp sets and put them together. Of course, if you're in some type of a challenge or something, and from someone's product or someone, they might get a little funky on you. But it was your birthday and I didn't have enough ink on that. But it'll work. I'll use that for my example card once again. When I'm doing cards, my example card, you know, for the card party and that, my example card is always the roughest one. And I try to do that. But look how good they turn out. Even when it was on real dark, sorry I forgot, actually came out really nice. So, and I have my other sheets of paper. Remember, I didn't have enough to make 12. Well, that's what I used. It's in the same line, and it looked really nice. So, I've got all of those done. So now I'm going to once again shut off, and I want to stamp all 12 of the insides of these cards and do it all at once. So, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. There was one other thing I wanted to tell you. Before, when I had done when I was explaining the design, all I did was just a sheet like this, which is fine. You can do that. But I thought it would be impossible to stamp on this. And so I made the design like this. And then to put the card on top. Either way is fine. Either way is absolutely fine. But originally when I was explaining the card, it was just one of these, just in color, which is fine. I'm actually going to cut out 4 more frogs and have this too, so that I'll end up with lots of frog cards. Now, the whole thing that I'm doing here is a card party, and I've explained my card parties once before, and what we do is we design a card and we have to bring those cards to the card party. Each person brings a package of, and we announce how many times we send out the invitations, then we close the party at between 7 and 8 guests. And then when we find out exactly how, I mean, we have to have a cut time, because there's a lot of prep work in one of these card parties, because each person brings together a package, and they have to have one card made, which is what I'm doing right now. Is I'm putting together my card that has to be made ahead of time, and I have, so that I can show it as an example so that people can see exactly how the card is put together. Now, it's nice and simple. I mean, we try to keep it simple because although each person brings a packet, they're required to bring a packet to participate in the card party for each person. And the packet is basically just a sandwich bag, you know, a Ziploc sandwich bag. And in it, all the pieces to the card go in it. And then during the card party, we sit together, and the person who designed the card will teach how to put that card together, and you leave the card party with, whether it's 7 cards or 8 cards, depending on how many guests are actually there. Unfortunately, we've always had the problem where we bring a couple more cards than is required, and so then we're sitting there until midnight putting together cards, and we love it. Matter of fact, I'm bringing 2, possibly 3 cards to the card party, and I'll show you one that's made up in just a minute. I have to set this down so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I know why I did it this way, because I didn't like the edge on the top, the flat edge. That's why. But you can do it the other way too if you like the flat edge. I didn't personally like it, and so I like to do it like this so that my top isn't, see the difference? This top is flat. This top has the same dimension as the base of the card, the shaped card. So I like it this way. But again, it's all a matter of personal preference and what you like, you know, what's your favorite thing to do. And I had to stand up and get some foam tape. I've got some close to my heart 3D foam tape. And I'm going to put the little frog on with that. Because I want it lifted up. Even though I've got it like this, I want it lifted up just a little. I had originally thought of putting one of the wobbles, you know, the little wobble things on, but then it's hard to mail. And this is going to go in a plastic, clear plastic envelope, and I want it to be able to mail easily, and so I don't want too much of, oh, someone was using, oh, I've got two foam tapes here, sorry. I thought someone was into my foam tape. I was going to growl a little bit. See how I am? And put the foam tape on the back of the little frog. And I usually use plenty of foam tape. Number one, I don't like it to wobble. If I wanted a wobbler, I would have used a wobbler thing. So I like plenty of foam tape, plus the fact that this has got a lot of glitter on it, on the paper, and I don't want it to lift at all. So I want it nice and secure. So I use plenty of foam tape on the back of my cards. There we go. And lift that out. See how simple the card actually does go together? This is going to be so cute. I'm matching up his feet there and his cheek there because remember I've got it cut into the base. Sorry, I forgot. Oh, is that just too adorable? Look at that. Isn't that a cute card? And remember, like anything else, everything is the details in the card. We all have cutters. I don't care whether you have, and my favorite, my die cutter choice happens to be the Cricut, but I know some people use the Cameo, and then there's another one out now, and I don't know the name of it. I'm not going to pretend that I know. But whatever you like, the bottom line is it's the details of the card. Look at the little cheeks on the card, and I did do all the little cheeks because every one of them have to be done. In the card party that we have, whatever has to be done on the card must be done ahead of time. So all the chalking has to be done. All the any glitter or anything that has to be done. And I'm grabbing for something while I'm talking to you. Everything that needs to be done has to be done for the card party. So this will be, and this is how my packet looks when it's completed. And let's see, make sure I'm all the way out. On it, as you can see, I've got a card in here. Here's my completed card. Okay? Card is complete. That's what I use as an example so everyone can see what the card is going to look like. Then inside of the bag, I've got all these little baggies all set up with all the pieces and an envelope. So that's how it is. So if you want to start card parties, you could do that too. And what I'll do is I'll actually stick one of my envelopes. I'll use it as a download where you can download it and see what an invitation looks like to one of my card parties. And then I also send an acceptance letter giving instructions on what to do. And so they get that, and all the cards, like that big envelope, is turned in prior to the party so that we have all cards here. That way if someone is missing, say at the last minute someone gets sick. Can you imagine what a disaster it would be when you promised, oh, you're going to have 8 cards to carry home, and 2 people call in sick at the last minute? Well, you've got a disaster on hand because here all these other people came all prepared. Well, we don't do it that way. What you have to do to qualify to get your card packets is you have to make up your cards ahead of time. You make up every one of your cards and you have it ready. Whoops. You have them ready, and then if you call in sick at the last minute, that's fine because your cards, your packets have been turned in. And what happens then is After the party's over, I take a picture of every one of my cards that are done. I do a photocopy of them, and I send that along with every card, and the person that even was sick gets their cards. So see, sorry, I forgot. It was your birthday. And these were the ones that I had the bloopers in. Whenever I have, I use this as an example. If there's any bloopers in the card as I'm getting it ready, if something doesn't line up perfectly like this one doesn't, I use that. And also, I had a, see the difference in the stamp? Look at that. It was your birthday. I learned it wasn't the amount of ink that I put on, but I didn't press down hard enough. As soon as I pressed down hard, look at the beautiful copy that I got on it. So mine is a little bit slighted. So the good ones, though, are off on the side, and now all I have to do is bag up all my cards. I hope you too have a card party. That's what this is all about, is posting. And I want you to make a card, and I'm putting in a plug for Stamps of Life. This is the cutest little thing. And I think it was only $10.94 or $9.94. It's better to get laugh wrinkles than to get worry warts. Can you stand it? Better to get laugh wrinkles than worry warts. Come on over to my pad. Someone told me it was your birthday you can have with the little frog stamp on there, but I used sorry, I forgot it was your birthday. But I could have stamped some of them. Someone told me it was your birthday and then happy birthday, but I didn't. So, at any rate, you have a blessed day. Thank you for joining us today at She's a Sassy Lady. Bye now. Zoom in on this card. Sorry. And then I'll thank you. Isn't that just too cute? Have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining us today at She's a Sassy Lady. Bye now.